Wait, guys, it's 10 to 4. I just want to make a quick recording because I got to pick up a couple of things and then get to. I'm going to pick up a couple of things and then get to work and then start work at 5 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm going to get something over the counter, but then, yeah, so I have to go there and find out if I have to go get a prescription for it. Just a health thing, it's all good. I'm only doing this because of the cover of the logo. But here's the thing. I'm talking about movies. How, like, some people say that autistic people copy movies. Well, the thing is it's because the high majority of people, they learn off each other. But with autistic people and other type of neurodivergent people, ADHD, we can't really do that because of how different we are. So in order to survive, we have to find out how are we supposed to interact with the world in order to survive, in order to have friends and relationships. And the thing, to please our parents too. But the thing is so neurotypicals, because they have the same way of learning and perceiving, but because everyone has different hobbies and different spiritual beliefs and different life experiences and different sports and that. But they have the same way of receiving and the same way of communicating information and the same social cues. We have the same social cues as each other, but we are the high minority. And they call it neurodiversity because there's Aspergers and there's ADHD and stuff. But that's also become a strength of ours because all of a sudden, because there's so much of that, we say, well, you know what it's like to be treated like you're different. And so do I, even if my neurodiversity is different to yours. So that is where we find the compassion for each other. Unless they're unhealed. If they're unhealed, they're like, yes, someone who has not got a whole entire support network, or someone that's, the unhealed ones will think that they'll either try you or they'll think that they can push you around and stuff. But once they're healed, if they did what they needed to do, like I did, and I was very merciful growing up. I remember one time calling a kid Four Eyes and didn't want to hang out with him because he wasn't cool. But then I went home and I saw a picture of him in my photos, and I felt really sad about it. And this was like an intermediate. So it was like the next day I went back to school and I was looking for him, and I don't know if I found him like that day. I think I did. But I remember walking up to him, apologizing, shaking his hand, and said I was real sorry, and I just wanted to have some friends, and I just wanted to be cool, so I'm sorry for doing that, because I know what it's like to be bullied and stuff. So, and I remember crying when I said it, because I was that sorry. I was only like 11, 12 years old. 12 years old. But apart from that, and a couple of times I was like, I didn't want to take someone to a rugby party because of how, But I only did that like a couple of times, and they did it to me. But for the most part, I was really compassionate, apart from those very small events. But they say that we copy movies. Well, the thing is because people go to the movies to see something different. So a lot of the movie characters are based upon things that, are different. So that means a lot of the movie characters are like us. Not all, but certain movies. And so when we get in trouble just for being ourselves, and when we get slapped on hands and all this type of stuff, or other type of form of physical, I don't know about nowadays, but other things, types of physical punishment just for being ourselves. And they'd say, because I was being naughty or abnormal, or really I was just stimming, just rubbing my hands, clapping my hands, tapping my feet, things of this nature. when we get in trouble just for calming ourselves down, because neurotypical people stim too, but because their stimming is the same as each other, it's normal. Could be just tapping the side of the leg or just whatever it is, you know. And the nervousness kicks in for us because we know that it's like the shoe can drop at any moment because we're different. But, you know, it's not like that anymore because I'm an adult. But about the movies, we see these characters that act like us and all this. See, I was smart enough to realise that someone 31 years old wasn't going to be acting like that, and if he was, he'd be put away in an institution and he wouldn't actually be playing football or anything. But I could really relate to that character because of, you know, I was a teenager. I was only like 12. I was 10 years old when the movie came out. And so you didn't get put in an and I didn't throw my hands around and everything like that, you know. But I used to hit really hard. Like, I used to put all my body and energy into it and stuff. We went from having 6 points as a converted try in rugby league. And it's like, you know, you get the ball over the line and then you kick the ball over. If you miss the kick, it's only 4. So we went from the average of losing of 20 points a game. This was because Auckland has 1/3 of the New Zealand, has got 1.5 million people in it. Now it's close to 2 million because it's 5 million in New Zealand. And so they had the West Auckland Championship, South Auckland, North Auckland, South Auckland, and Central. And then the teams that came first and second place would represent whichever side, like West or South. And so, yeah, we went from losing 20 points every game to, by the time it was the 5th season, we'd been made all the way to the final 3 times and we won it twice. Ended up representing West Auckland against South Auckland twice for the Auckland Championship. And that was, I laugh at it now because it's like, okay. But man, I threw a tantrum when I was like that age, just because this was back in Auckland, so we left Auckland in 2003, because Sky did a high tackle. Yeah, just, you know, things like that. Maybe the ref just played on, you know, the ref did this. Guy did this massive high tackle around my teammate's face, and ref did nothing about it. And there was a forward pass that the ref missed, and they got a try. And it was like because if you pass the ball, your teammate catches it, and he catches it, and he's in front of you, or he's in front of you when you pass it, it's a forward pass, and like. Our whole team could see it was a forward pass. The ref didn't call it, and then there was one that wasn't a forward pass, and he called it. And so there was a try that they shouldn't have got that he gave them, and there's a try we should have got, but he didn't give us, and we only lost by 1 try. And there was like a head high where some of the players' parents were like, "What the hell was that?" And the other ones were like holding their breath, like hoping nothing would happen, like because of the other team. Anyway, that's about the only time I was like, fuck this. As if I didn't say F this because I was only 10 years old. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, I could really relate to that, but I knew that the water boy wouldn't be able to get into a football team if he was acting like that at 31 years old. And who the hell acts like that at 31? But that's the infantilization. But the thing is we see these characters in the movies getting praised. We see these characters in the movies just being themselves, which is like ourselves, except for, you know, when you're an adult, you realize they infantilize it. And so, yeah, I mean, we're not out of control like that, but you know, with all the social stuff, like when I was like 19, 20, I was talking to girls like that. I had this girl that made it to the finals of the beauty competition, and she's like, "Hey Daniel," and I was like, "Nah, yeah, nice to talk to you, you know, and all the best, but I've actually got my eyes on this girl called Anna Cullen." She was like half Tongan, half Māori, but this other girl was called Sarah Kata. Not calling for attention, but yeah, we just see people acting like themselves and we think, oh, that works. Okay.